What's good, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to Chat and Draw live from my basement in Columbus, Ohio. I'm Mike Watson, the host of Chat and Draw, and we're here for a brand new week, brand new episodes. I'm pretty booked for this week. We got a lot of episodes that'll probably be coming to you. I might have to push one or two of them back. I got a little crazy this week, overexerting myself, but I'm here and we're doing a thing. And for those of you that may be tuning in for the first time, Chat and Draw is a show where I chat and draw with a fellow colleague or friend, and we chat about the thing that I end up drawing, which tends to be their product or their character, and then we have a good time doing it. Now, you may be looking and saying, well, what justifies you to draw anything, mister? Oh, it's a great question. I just happen to be the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, the founder of Freestyle Comics, 1/3 of the Agents of the Nerdy, the most enthusiastic person in comics, and also going by the moniker of the Super Mad Brother. So I think I got it covered. All right, cool. Glad we got that out the way. So I have on the show, and I'm not going to waste any of her precious time. I'm going to bring her right out. I have on the show one of my favorite people, my sis, and you all love her. You all know her. She's got one kick-ass Kickstarter happening right now, which is over 200% funded up in this bad boy. And that doesn't mean stop giving her money, because please go give her money. And here she is right now.
Here comes a new challenger.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? How are you?
Doing fine. Oh wait, you in Den, baby. You in the Den, the Lions Den.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, y'all been throwing up the commercials and the little promo spots for it. I feel like y'all are a real sculpting company, and y'all be unveiling toys every week.
That is, you're on the money. That's kind of like what we want to get across. That's what we're building towards. Not to be the sculpting company, but to hopefully be working with a lot of these statue companies. So we'll see.
Hey, the presentation in y'all setup is live as hell. It looks good. So J-Man's in the building. What's up, J-Man, with the classic FSK chant going on there? How you doing? Thank you, J-Man. We got Zach in the building. Checking up on stream. How have you been? And how was your Thanksgiving? Been good. I need to probably calm myself down on the work that I'm taking, but Thanksgiving was great. I hope yours was good too. What's up, Andrew?
Hi, Andrew.
There's just so many projects and not enough of
That's
me.
Right. All the ideas and not enough, Mike.
Hey, so namely, we got a project we're working on right now, and oh my God, I can't stress how much I can't wait to get that to you, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's me, Moana, and Lori Foster, and we about to hit you with the he when it comes out, baby. So we're here to talk about my sis here, Moana McAdams, in the building. She's doing a little something involving the world of the podcast company. Moana, while I get your link and stuff up, go ahead and tell us why you're here today.
Okay. All right. Hi, guys. As Mike said, Moana McAdams. I'm here today to just tell you guys about my podcast that I'm starting. It's called the Moana Nui Podcast. And what I was trying to do with this space is create, like a safe place for us to get to know the creators behind the comics that we know and love, the stories that we know and love, and really with a focus on diversity and indigenous creators and perspectives. There's a lot of talented people out here. But being in the independent community for a while, I've noticed that unless you have a big name behind you, you don't really get the respect that you deserve. And there are actually a lot of people that I know and the work that I've seen that really should be further ahead than where they are. So the podcast is a place where I get to talk with some of those folks and kind of get behind the creator, right? Let's hear their stories. Let's talk a little bit about what inspired them, what were their inspirations, and just have fun doing it. We already have season 1 recorded. It's ready to go, and that's what's up on Kickstarter. So what you're getting is early access to the podcast. We're doing something really cool. I made these really dope custom USB drives for, that are branded with the Moana Nui Podcast. Those will be loaded with all of the episodes, as well as our entire collection of books that we have produced here at Burning Spear Comics. So you'll get 2 digital issues.
Hold up. Look, I ain't mean to be rude. But I heard that.
No, you're good.
I think I need to stress on something real quick. Did you say your whole library?
Yes.
On the USB?
Yes.
With the podcast?
Yes.
That's
for $29. Yes.
Girl, you and your husband better quit playing these damn games. All right.
I'm just saying.
Y'all is out here. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. All right. Let's go.
Yeah. So we wanted to give a lot of value because, it's something new. Not a lot of people have been successful doing podcasts on Kickstarter. And I was kind of actually a little nervous about it just because of that fact. We've seen a lot of success in comics, right? Because we've been growing that particular category. But, I was like, well, let's see. Kickstarter community is great. The backers have helped a lot of us creators bring things to life that we probably would not have been able to without the support. The independent community is great. And so in season 1, you'll get to see and hear from a lot of different independent creators, some that you know and some that you may not know. Let's see. Season 1, we have 13 episodes at least. If I can get my act together, I might be throwing in some bonus episodes as some milestone rewards to add even more, more value. Because there's so much content and, like Mike was saying, with his drawing, so much content and not enough time to get it out there and, produce it and edit and do all that stuff. But it's been cool because, making all of the content for the podcast has given me a chance to practice some video editing and audio editing skills that, I haven't done for a while. And for anybody who doesn't know, like, as independent creators, man, like, you have to wear all the hats, right? It's it's so crazy.
I wear a hat on the show just to establish you got to wear all the hats.
Yes. So many hats. And so, like, the podcast is a way for me to, like, amplify those voices that don't get the shine that they deserve. So we'll be hosted on Podbean, and then I'll also be submitting to get the podcast onto Google, Apple Podcasts, and hopefully Spotify too. So those are all the things that we have planned. For those creators who might be looking to get on the podcast, I had a special deal that I ran for Black Friday, which sold out. So we already have 6 guests for season 2. And then we have a couple more spots left on the, for season 2, if you guys are interested. So you can check it out. Just moananuipodcast.com if you want to take a look at that. And then just because, like, I do so many things and I'm pretty good. Well, I won't say I'm the best, but I'm pretty good with my time management. You have to be in order to do all the juggling because, like, my husband and I still have day jobs too, right? So
Right.
I've often had people ask me, like, I have a project that I'm thinking about doing. Can I pick your brain? Do you offer consulting to help people, like, develop their ideas? And so, I haven't typically done that just because, like, time is such a premium. But I thought, hey, it's the holidays, let's help some people out, which is, I'm all about that. So I have a couple of spots of private consulting with myself. So you can get me for an hour and we will focus on your next project, like, whatever it might be. And I'll help you, like, develop it. and help you with some habits that can keep you consistent and not giving up. So yeah, we have the drives with all the episodes. We got consulting, we got guest spots. What else we got on there? We got some dope canvas art with our logo. And then we got like some really cool surprises coming, and you're seeing one being created right now. So I'm excited to be here because I love watching Mike draw and see what he's going to create. I did not ask him to do any specific thing. Like when Mike and I work together, I just let him roll on whatever he wants to do because he he will always make me happy. So I'm excited to see what he has in store here.
Now, I will definitely say, and thank you for that, Moana, that you guys need to take her up on that consulting thing. I'm not going to keep dropping out there that we're working on a project, and I love work every minute of it. Like me and Moana will be up, like she'll be like, I just got off work. She'll get home, and like we'll jump into Google Drive. Bam. We'll be on the jam board. She'll be typing stuff. I'll be sketching stuff. She'll drop in pictures. I pull in pictures, and then like we're just passing ideas around to each other, and it's a great process. She's very open to a lot of things, and she brings a lot of insight. And one of the things I really enjoy about Moana is that she is a researcher. She will go and look up stuff. Like we'll talk about something, and like we'll be like, all right, that's good, that's great. And then tomorrow she'll hit me with the facts. Like, what you were saying yesterday? I found this, and that.
You see this dude, we're putting him in and he's got to die. He's got to die hard.
Yeah. Andrew just backed you.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
He got one of your masks on. Oh, that's what's up.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we got masks. So I have my...
You muted yourself. You're muted.
Okay, there. Sorry, I don't know what happened. That's weird. Yeah. So the mask art was done by a young artist at home in Hawaii. His parents run this company called Born Hawaii. They have a clothing line, and so their son, who is, I believe, a freshman in high school, he did the design for the mask, and that was just awesome because I love working with the kids. That's one of my big goals for the future is to work with some kids, get them writing their stories, and hopefully publish them too. Like we need to get more of this stuff out there. Lots of talents in the indigenous communities. What happened to my? Hold on, Mike. I think my let's see. Hold up. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Let's see.
Oh.
Okay, there. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Put this thing up here because this thing brushes up against the desk and gets pressed automatically.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, I work with some of those kiddos too. As we're back in classes, helping the kids with their online schoolwork and stuff.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, we also have a reward tier for parents who might be looking for, like a stocking stuffer for their kids. We got our children's book, A Fishing Array. And then we have this really dope activity book. So it has like teaching you how to draw sheets, coloring sheets, all kinds of different stuff. It was put together by the Hawaiian Comic Book Alliance, which is a group that's, based at home, but we have members from like all across the country. And so there's a dope activity book in that tier. There's a sticker pack. And we also are going to throw in a whole bunch of digital downloadable worksheets that you can print and reuse for your kids. We have it has handwriting exercises, sketch things. And a lot of those exercises are bilingual, just like the book. So it's in English and in Hawaiian. So they can learn just like simple words and, like practice different things. So something cool for parents who might be looking for something educational and fun at the same time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So don't stop there because, you do clothes too.
Yes, I do.
Let's give them all your light now, okay?
Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, so I make clothes. It's kind of tied into the mask. So when the pandemic first started, like I was making like handmade masks because I was using basically scrap fabric that was kind of laying around. And again, just like I always do, like I wanted to find a way to help. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I was making handmade masks. And we sold a bunch of them, and then we did match donations. So for every mask that was purchased, we donated them out to organizations that were in need. So we helped some homeless shelters. We helped a senior community out in LA, a couple of homeless shelters in DC, some families that were in need. It was just a way for me to help, but also keep my mind busy at the beginning of the pandemic. Because, that was when we didn't know how long this was going to last. Everybody was just quarantining, and
yeah,
I didn't know what was going to happen. So I was like, man, let me do something, because when we all had to stay home, right? Like there went all the convention plans.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, we got to keep this business alive. What are we going to do?
Who are you telling about those convention plans, man?
Yeah, it was crazy. So,
I was hurt. I'm hurting for a show.
Yes, he's a shark. I love it. So I started doing the masks, and then, like I had to go back to work. So I was like, okay, well, let me get some masks made so I can still, put out some dope stuff, help some people, and still keep things going. But so, so I have an entire clothing line that I sew and I make. It's all handmade by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I started off making them a couple of years ago. How long has it been now? 6 years at least? 5 years? 6 years? I don't know. Time flies. But it's a clothing line that's Hawaiian inspired. A lot of the projects and creative things that I do is inspired by my cultural roots, i.e. the podcast. And so, I just started making clothes because, I never intended for it to be a business. I just wanted to make clothes for me because there are no places here where you can get Hawaiian stuff if you're not living in Hawaii. So I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to make my own stuff. And then people would just be like, ooh, that's pretty. Where'd you get it from? And can you make one for me? And the requests just kind of kept coming. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll make it. And, maybe we can do something here. So eventually it grew into a business. And then we just kept building. That's pretty much what my husband and I have been doing. We kind of have our hands in a lot of different things. It's just how we are. We like a lot of stuff. So, and our hobbies tend to be expensive. So we got to have business.
Hey, y'all put up I was like, oh man, that first week when I really started noticing the posts for the den, I was like, oh, that's a dope gambit. Then you put up a Wolverine. I was like, oh shoot, that Wolverine's fire. Then something else came out. Then I started looking at the calendar. I was like, oh, if they posted every other day, what they do? What they do? I remember I saw y'all set up at Baltimore. I said, dude, if they ain't the dopest damn indie setup I ever saw at the motherfucking comic convention. They had lights, they had fireworks, they had smoke, they had motorcycles, they had a whole crew with them. Look, they would have put Marvel and DC to shame. Matter of fact, they probably the reason Marvel and DC don't show up to Baltimore.
Yeah, it's kind of like the attitude and the approach that we take with comics. It's, like Lions, you have Alpha, and it's, a lot of people only see the power side, but it's like you have to be a protector too, right? Because it's your pride, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the approach that we take to a lot of our creative things. It's like you got to put yourself out there, you got to be strong, put your best foot forward. You might be indie, but whether you like it or not, eventually you're gonna notice. You can't help but notice us because we make it a point to be different, you know. So that's kind of the approach we've taken. It was funny when Danny Quick, he stopped at the booth. He was like, "What in the world?" He was like, "I'm packing up and going home." I said, "No, don't do that. You can come pack up and come hang out with us, though. Like, bring your stuff over here."
Yeah, don't go home. We're here for fun.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, yeah, and so we partnered with Chana Lawson, who's the head organizer for HBCUCon. And so she had some space with us at Baltimore. And it's kind of our approach, right? Like building together as the indie community to show, like combined resources, combined power, combined presence, right? Because
Yeah.
So you'll see that theme in a lot of the things that we do, the podcast, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Just trying to be, show good leadership for the community, and encourage people to, follow and believe in their stuff. Like, however you might be thinking about it, like everybody starts somewhere. And the main competition is the person looking at you in the mirror, right? Like, don't make that mistake of comparing yourself to someone else because you don't know what they've been through, before they got to where they are now, right? So last few years at cons, I noticed that in Artist Alley, a lot of artists didn't have original art prints, copied one another, not art styles, just characters, got oversaturated with whatever the hot movie comic book was. Yeah. And it takes a walkthrough to find artists like Mike and ones he showcases on his shows. Yeah, that's so true, J-Man. That's why I love my indie community. It's it's one thing to make money drawing mainstream characters, right? Like there's a lot of people that can do that. But when you have your own IP, your own story, your own characters, like that takes a whole lot of work. So, like stand proud in the fact that you're actually out here doing that. It takes courage. It takes a whole lot of creativity. And I mean, that's why I love the indie community, because I get to read and hear new stories, see new creators, see new takes on things, instead of like, I don't know, the same mainstream characters with like a social justice agenda.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, no shade. I love my X-Men, right? Like I love my X-Men. That's my childhood. That's what got me started, interested in the comics community. But a lot of those like Superman and Batman, like I still love those. But if you think about it, those characters are like, I don't know, some of them are like I'm getting close to 100 years old, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Fucking Batman and Superman are across that 1,000 comic threshold.
Yeah. I know. I got that issue 1000. I got a bunch of those. But yeah. I used to date a Hawaiian girl, and hearing your island accent, Moana, makes me think of her. It's funny, because like at first people would be like, "What's your accent?" I'm like, "What accent? I don't know. I'm just talking." But when I moved away from Hawaii, I was like, okay, I hear it now that I'm not surrounded by it, right?
Hey, your husband know what they talking about. He's like, "Ain't no damn accent."
Exactly. No, it's funny because when we were first together, like I would actually hide my accent, But after a while, it's just like, whatever. He'll just have to get used to my sayings.
Hey, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
So I love all the influence and ideas of where you come from, where all your stuff. It really is inspiring and nice to see, and to have other people telling their stories with authenticity. Authenticity? Is that right?
Authenticity.
Yes, there we go. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy it. What I like about your project as well is that you've got 13 episodes already done, just ready to go.
Yeah.
So what made you guys want to switch it up and release the content through USB?
It was an idea that a fellow creator, I don't know if you know, you follow Tyler James Vogel. He's with Comic Stripe.
Hmm.
But I'm in one of his mastermind groups, and it was an idea that we had talked about and he had suggested, and I was like, I had not even really thought about that. But what I have heard is that like I know some creators who also do USB drives at conventions because they've had people come to their table and be like, "Hey, do you have anything digital?" And so sometimes they would sell a USB drive with their their digital PDFs or whatever on them, and folks would buy that for whatever reason, right? I don't know why they don't like the print comic or whatever. Maybe digital is all they can afford, or I don't know. Everybody has their
Thing.
their thing. Yeah, that's what I like about conventions. You just never know. You can sell so many different angles. And so I was like, I kind of like that idea because one, I could load it with my content, but two, it could also be something cool for folks to put all their favorite files on it, or even the whole entire comic collection if you want.
Right.
So the one that I chose, it's a USB drive, but it's on like a lanyard thing, so you can clip it on to like those the lanyards that you get from cons or whatever.
Hmm.
And you can carry it around so you don't lose it, right? So it's around your neck. Because I know I've lost USBs. That was one of the cautions that I was thinking about doing that. But when I was looking at the vendor that I'm using, they have like all different kinds. So I was like, maybe I'll try this one. Because then that can people can use it, like for work things too, right? Like if they have a lanyard, just pop it on there, listen to it at work, listen to it in the car, pop it in your radio, pop it in your computer, whatever you want. And I thought that would just be the most versatile, if for some reason they prefer that over jumping on a podcast service, like I just wanted to make it accessible regardless of how you choose to listen.
Okay. Cool. Definitely.
Daniel said we need those USBs with digital stuff now. For short fuse. Yeah, I mean short fuse has a huge library. You guys could make bank with that.
Oh yeah, those digital comics, people like them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool with the thing with comic books is that you got your people that likes trades, you got your people that likes floppies, you got your people that like digitals, and then you got the people that like all of it.
Yep.
All like they get them all.
Yeah, the hardcovers. Like I'm the hardcover person. Put a hardcover out there, I'll probably get it.
Oh yeah. Hardcover is nice. I don't get a lot of hardcovers. Normally they're a little bit pricey to me. But I did get Ted Sakura's Tap Dance Killer hardcover.
Oh,
And I looked at that, I said, wait, is this what the hardcover life is like? Oh my God.
I'm telling you, when you get it, it's like, oh man, everything has to be hardcover.
Hey, I am definitely bit.
Yeah. And that's why I did my children's book hardcover, is because I wanted to be like a legit book. Like I didn't want people to be like, this thing's kind of flimsy. Like, no, my book is legit, like very well put together. My illustrator did an amazing job. My printer was really helpful with getting the files, in the right formats and being patient with me with all that stuff. And the actual printer was overseas, so we were able to keep the price low. But that's the thing. Like I ordered high with the intent of like using all these conventions this year to move the product, and then COVID happened. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
So I mean, the good thing is that like I have space to to host them, to store the books. But if it was probably the normal person would be like, holy crap, I got almost 3,000 books sitting in my house, right? Like this is nuts.
Right.
So, but yeah, like I love hardcover. It to me just lasts longer and it survives children better.
Oh, for sure. As
a children's book, I definitely wanted that, that durability. Hardcovers always have so much more stuff than the paperbacks. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the cool thing about doing hardcovers is that once you hit like a certain like page count, it doesn't really affect the price too much. So like putting in another 8 pages with some sketch stuff or some script stuff or other whatever you might I don't know, covers or things like that, it doesn't cost that much more to add some pages in there. So I can't wait till we finish the first arc of Wildcard Chronicles because I'm definitely making a hardcover for that joint.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. This is the first time I drew the whole image out in color.
So cute.
I think that's kind of fun. I chose this color because of your Hawaiian connection.
Yeah, I like it. That shark is so cute.
Hold on.
Have you done children's books, Mike?
I did 2. I did one for this basketball girl, where she gets a basketball for her 9th birthday and carries around with her. And then I know I did another one, but I can't remember because it was a while ago. But the basketball one was the most recent one. I did that probably last year, and I got to design the character from scratch and the title font logo for the book, and then the interior art.
Cool. Yeah, that's another thing I gotta finish writing. Is I started the second story for my children's book series, and so many ideas, so many projects. Like, oh look, gotta submit for this, gotta do this.
I know. I freaking finished or was working on the page of Hot Shot yesterday, then jumped to a commission I had to do. Then did a editorial meeting with LaShawn, Coven, and Haley for Emerald Quest 1, 2, and 3. And finally was like, all right, I'm tapped. No, I had to make my card game. I made so for the kids that I work with, I made this card game called Alien Hunt.
Oh, cool.
And so they have to figure out there's 6 body parts to the alien, including the power and their color of the alien. They have to figure out the alien in 10 guesses. But each time they answer or they want to ask a question, they have to flip a card. If they flip the card, if they get a hero, which is one of my heroes from FSK, Brandon, then they get to ask the question. But if they get a villain, then it's a loss. They don't get to ask a question. If they get hit by 5 villains, then the alien rules the world and they lose.
Gotcha.
This process was like a week of me the first it was towards the end of the day and they didn't have anything to do. They were doing all of their work, so I just made up this alien hunt game and I just wrote down some crap on some paper and gave it to them. And then the next time we played it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then over Thanksgiving break, I made the whole game. So there's still some tweaks I want to do to it or whatnot, but they freaking loved it today. They were all about it.
Yeah, one of the guests on the podcast, Alika, he actually is working on a card game for some high school students in Hawaii too. So I am excited for him to finish that. It's like fantasy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Like Hawaiian culture, but with a fantasy twist. I'm like, oh, so dope. I can't wait.
Hey, did you see what J-Man said?
Okay.
You got the calf muscles correct on the character.
It's true. We do have calf muscles.
And this is so cool because so while we're working on our books, I get to throw so many ideas at Moana and Lori, and especially I think they are especially helpful with the female characters because the characters that we are designing, I want them to look completely different, but I don't, from each other. But I want them to look like women, but we still want to have some sex appeal with a couple of them, but we want variations of sex appeal because there's sexiness in everything, right? Body types and shapes. Like Moana just be hitting me all. No, she was like, that's good. Nah. You might want to switch that around. Think about the the stereotypes that are given. And like there was a couple designs I did where I wasn't even thinking like that, but just because of what I'm used to seeing on TV, even though I'm thinking I'm being as diverse as possible, and mom's like, nah. It's okay though, but we need to switch it up.
Yeah, we want to be as inclusive as possible, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun, man. Like I really enjoy the indie community because the network, and when you find cool people that you mesh with to work on these ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually talking to another children's book author, and she's trying to work on, she's trying to put something together to help teachers find, like diverse authors, because she has done some school visits, and what she keeps hearing from the teachers is that they don't know where to go to find these authors. And so we're gonna create a group where we like curate the content, keep the quality high, and not make it like super salesy to teachers. We just want it to be a resource for them where they can come in, check it out, and then like book with quality authors that can come to their school and share their stories and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that too. We'll be working on that for 2021 for the whenever the new school year kicks off, because clearly we have no idea what the heck's going to happen for the rest of the school year. So
right, none. My kids were actually supposed to go back to school 2 weeks ago, and they canceled that.
Yeah, I feel for parents, man, right now, especially like parents of young ones who can't govern themselves, right? Like doing online, like if you have teenagers or middle schoolers, they're pretty independent. But if you have like 6, 7, 8-year-olds that still need that supervision, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah. We got a couple of them. My kids' work be making me feel foolish. I'm like, what? I got a high school degree and a college degree, man. I don't know what this shit is.
Man, that new math is some crap.
Like, why is they teaching you math like that? Look, you're gonna do it the way I did it. And if your teacher got a problem, she can take it up with me.
Yeah, carry the 1, carry the 2. None of this. Put the box. What? Like I see that stuff and I'm like, what are they doing? It's like alien.
I don't get it.
That's crazy. Yeah. J-Man says Mike's lady drawings have evolved. Yes, they have.
Well, it's the only reason why I did the show, because I wanted to force myself to draw stuff that I always force myself to draw women to find ways to put them in and stuff, because I want to get better at my women drawings. Yeah. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, guys. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Whatever. I'm pretty chill.
Yeah, go ahead and ask any questions at all. Here is the Kickstarter link again. If anybody has not come across that, go ahead and run through and check that Kickstarter out.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that's been supporting. Even if you're just sharing, I'm totally down with that. I've actually had a couple people message me with suggestions for guests for future seasons. So that's been cool. Like, people that I don't know yet, like, hey, have you heard of this person? They do this. You should really check them out. So I've actually been, thinking about this podcast. Like I had the initial idea back in, I think it was early 2018, but I was BSing, dragging my feet.
Mm-hmm.
One of my really good friends, Mike D'Alessio, he was like, you should really do it. He's like, it will provide a lot of opportunities for you. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, no, you should really do it. And so I finally got my butt into gear. And needless to say, he was right. So I should have listened to him. I mean, he is, after all, the head of marketing at Marvel. So, hey. Yeah.
She said he obviously knows what he's talking about.
Yes. No, he definitely knows what he's talking about. He's awesome. Yeah. So
Did you
oh, go ahead.
did you happen to watch that 616 episode that was talking about the females at Marvel?
No, I have not.
It's really good. It actually talks about how many women actually worked on comic book stuff. There's actually a lot of women that worked on stuff that did not get acknowledgement in it. And I learned a lot about like Kamala Khan's origins, how that character came into the light of day or whatever, and the editor for her, and how they got that series going. There was a lot of good stuff in there.
This what's the name of the 616?
616 on Disney Plus.
Okay. Write it down. That's the thing, y'all. You gotta write it down. When you be so busy, you don't forget so much stuff. That's like Creator 101. Always have a notebook next to you. Daniel's asking, I may have missed it, but who is the guest lineup so far? Are you asking about season 1 or season 2? Because I have both. Season 1, I have, let's see. Again, to my notebook. I think I put it in the back. Put it in the back next to my Lovecraft Country notes. Let's see. Which one in the back? I think I did it.
Yeah, I like that one better.
Well, let me just pull up my browser and read it from there. Okay, so season 1 we have. Okay. So season 1 we have Alan Carter. Alan Carter is an artist. He's a writer and promoter. And he's the sole creator of his 2 independent comic titles called Damn Tourist, which I think is hilarious. He basically writes stories about obnoxious tourists that, if you've been anywhere that's, vacation spot, you'll definitely get a laugh out of that one. And his other one is called Cosmic Force.
Okay.
Originally from Hawaii, but living in LA now. And so his stories are inspired by the times, the life he's growing up in Hawaii. The next one is Alika Seiki, and he is the owner and operator of Maui Comics, which is one of the few comic book shops on Maui. That was a really fun one. I, got to talk to him about, like the ins and outs of being a comic book shop owner, the ups and downs, and kind of the challenges that he's been, experiencing during COVID. So for people like LaShawn, she should definitely check that one out, since she just opened, her new spot, Comics and Geeks Lounge in Alabama. If you guys are in Alabama and have not been there yet, you should definitely go check out and support her shop. Lots of independent creators with their titles in there. So
yeah,
check it out.
What's so cool is that the her number 1 seller is independent comic books.
Yes. Yep. And she has a campaign too. So go check out Beautiful Soldiers.
Yep.
I've been waiting for that one for years. I've been like, come on, when is it coming out? Alika Naihe is actually our guest spotlight for today. He's the one who I was telling you about. He's a game designer too, artist, game designer, educator, and owner of Hau'oli Art. We talked about recreating some of the the legends of Hawaii, some of our famous island chiefs, and how he takes some of our cultural aspects and definitely incorporates it into his work and brings it to life. He works with a lot of Hawaii teenage youth, some of them who would be considered like quote unquote at risk. Of course, that's what they always say about minority communities, damn it. But yeah, Alika's amazing, and I am actually going to bring him back for season 2. We're going to talk to him and his partner, as well as one of the teenagers. He's one of his mentees, who is, a part of the team that is bringing together that game. So I'm excited to talk to him again in season 2. Brian Lambert from Wingless Comics. He is the creator of Justice.
I drew that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he did, and it was dope. They just closed their campaign for Nightfall, which is awesome. So shout out to everybody who supported that one as well. Chris Koanui is a police officer in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was cool talking to him too. Getting his take on balancing being a police officer and his creative side too. But his comic is called Night Marcher, and it's a really cool book. Like, if you have not checked that out yet, I would look up Night Marcher. It's about a ghost resurrecting a fallen Hawaiian soldier, and it kind of takes a twist of fantasy and Hawaiian mythology, taking place in modern day Oahu, which is probably the part that most people who have been to Hawaii know about. So it's the most saturated island. It's where everybody goes.
Mhm.
Let's see. And then we also have Crown Shepherd. Crown is an emerging fiction picture book and comic book writer. Her children's book, Black Boy is a really cool book. If you have a young son or even a daughter, it's a book that I would definitely recommend because it allows children to envision themselves as being more than just, like a basketball player or, the stereotypical things. Like, you can be an astronaut, you can be a police officer, you can be, all these different things. And she just does it so well. The images are patterned after her nephews. So she has, I can't remember, I think she said she has like 10 nephews. So all of the little boys in there are actually patterned after, people in her life. So I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Daniel said, as a New Yorker, I know about tourists behaving badly. Yeah. All right, let's see. And then we got DJ Kiavekane. He actually did the main logo for the Moana Nui podcast, which is the one that has the 3 boats with all of the indigenous people on there.
Oh, yeah. I saw that when y'all was putting that together.
Yeah, I think I took him through his paces on that one. He's like, this is going to be like the biggest commission I think I've ever done. It's actually 3 covers. And it was so hard to choose, like, because I really wanted to make it like a unifying image, like to show that like indigenous peoples have their commonalities in the ocean, right? Like we have traveled throughout the world at different points in time, and the ocean is the thing that unites us. So and I really wanted to have like that Black Panther feel, like when they have everybody shows out, it's like the parade kind of thing, like where
Yeah.
all different tribes come out. Yeah.
I think you definitely got that feel.
Yeah, so he did that really well. I was excited with that piece. So for those who backed in the first 48 hours, you guys will get that made into a wallpaper. So that'll be fun. Dominic Akol he's a woodworker. He's born on the island of Hawaii, or the Big Island as we call it. And he makes hand-carved woodwork of different cultural pieces that has to do with Hawaii. So the islands, the fish hooks, like different things that are interweaved into our mythologies. His work is absolutely beautiful. I have a couple pieces in my house. Dorothy Jean of Spirit's Destiny. I think some folks here on the video are familiar with her.
Yep.
Greg Burnham.
She's got a lot of work out.
Everybody knows Greg for Tuskegee Airs, and
I
So
don't know, Greg. Greg.
he's like, I don't know that dude.
Greg, it sounds familiar. Did he do that book with them planes and them kids?
That's right. That's the one. Yeah, he and I had a good time on his episode because he's also a history buff. And one of his things that he was like, I'm so glad we had that talk because, like on other podcasts, they ask the same questions and they don't really go deep, and I'm like, well, that's kind of what I do. So, yeah, you definitely want to check out that episode. We talk about a lot of stuff. Free Isabello is another Hawaii-based artist and creator. He lives in Vegas now. And we talk about his work. He did the cover and promo pinup art for Fishing Day with Papa Ray, and we have some posters from him with sketch remarks as rewards. $40 for 11 by 17 with sketch remarks from Free. So if you haven't seen those yet, check those out. Those are really cool. Lawrence James from Constant Hustle Comics, creator of Avery the Astonishing and The Last Line.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, like, you basically put this list together, then you said, I'm not playing.
Yeah, pretty
much. What you want to do?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Hey, Morgan, what's going on? Brad is asking, have you dealt with Moana Comics at all? Yes, I love Moana Comics. I am actually planning to have them hopefully on season 2 for Amakua, which is an amazing series based in Hawaii. Another really good one. So yeah, Moana Comics is one of my favorites. Sister Shark, and you'd probably like that one, Mike. It's a really cool story.
Disney, DC, and Marvel are being more diverse now, which is awesome. But the only gripe I had was with DC's new Green Lantern, Simon Bez. That was Arabic ethnicity. My gripe was he looks like Jon Stewart with a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, he was Arabic. I did not know. That's terrible because I did not know he was Arabic. I thought he was black. He was just another black Green Lantern that had a damn mask.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I haven't checked that one out yet, but I will now.
They're like the two most recent Green Lanterns.
Okay.
In the New 52. They look cool as hell. Like the one he's talking about, he's got like a full mask and just like his mouth is exposed, almost like Batman. Yeah. But the design of his costume is really dope. And there's a woman Green Lantern, and she looks cool as hell. And they're just like this. They're like a dynamic duo. They work together, and they look great. But I did not know he was supposed to be Arabic.
Yeah. Let's see. What else question? All right, yeah. And then we also got Newton Lelevoix, Crescent City Monsters, rocked out his Kickstarter. He raised over 30 G's on the joint.
Oh my goodness gracious! Just gives you goosebumps when you hear those type of numbers.
I know, right? We got some big hitters on this thing.
Hey, I am a fan of. Now, look, everybody that watches my shows know I am a bitch when it comes to this horror stuff. But I love that Crescent City Monsters. Like, I can't wait for the next issue of that or whatnot. So,
yep, I can't wait for my hardcover. Give it to me. And then another person who's really cool is Patrick Michael Strange. He has a YouTube pop culture show called New Release Wednesday, and I've been on a bunch of his shows. We're actually reviewing Mandalorian season 2 on Friday nights at 8:00. I can't remember when he actually airs though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that Mando though.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick does a lot of community work too. So he has a charity cosplay organization called Cause Love. And before COVID, they used to get cosplay players together and go to like children's hospitals and like for kids who have critical or what's the word I'm looking for, long-term disease, like lifelong diseases, they go there and just, for morale and, helping the kids to smile and have something, fun to think about instead of being in a bed sick.
Mhm.
So I love what they do. And then, of course, the last but not least for season 1, TJ Sterling, who also
Okay.
did ass on Kickstarter. He raised over 20K for Okemos. And TJ is a friend of mine. Like, we've known each other for years. But I mean, even knowing each other for years, it was fun talking to him in this episode, because I got to ask him about like the work that he does with youth. So he supports this program called Justice 100, I believe. And that's where he goes in and talks to, like young teenagers about like what it's like being a man of color, a Black man running his own business, like teaching the kids skills, giving them inspiration, or he also has some folks that come on for internships in his company. And so, he's teaching them art and how to make comics and, all that kind of stuff too. So I got to talk to him about that, which is really cool. And TJ has worked at Marvel and Dark Horse in the past. So, he's been around the block. He knows what it's about.
Right. He posted some of the work he did recently with Marvel a little bit ago. Gave
Yeah.
us an inside look to how that works.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, he has a green tattoo light that lights up green in Arabic writing. Huh. I have to check that out. Morgan says, "Stop being scary, bro."
Not gonna happen, bro.
That's right.
Look, this is my gun wall.
Yes.
It's not real, but it brings me security when I watch scary movies.
That's what's up. What? Oh, I missed one. Daniel asked, "What were your thoughts on Lovecraft Country?" Listen. Lovecraft Country. What can I say? That was it was a masterpiece. Like, at first I was just like, where are they going with this thing? Like, because they put together elements that you would not have typically put together, but the way they just educated while entertaining, it was freaking amazing. And speaking of Lovecraft Country, do y'all know Afua Richardson? She participated in the production team for Lovecraft Country. They also gave her a shout out. I think it was in
episode 7.
Was it 7?
It was the episode before the last episode.
Yes. So wasn't that 10?
Was it? Oh, they did 10 episodes?
Yeah,
so they gave her 7 9.
Yeah. So she has a Kickstarter on Aquarius, the Book of Myrrh, that you should definitely check out. She is her art is definitely fantasy art, and she's exploring the different mermaids of all the different cultures. So it's really cool. The art is beautiful. And Afua is an amazing creator. I'm really looking forward to getting that book. And I am going to be having her on season 2. So definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm just waiting to confirm with her. But yeah, we'll be having her on season 2. So if you have Lovecraft Country questions, holler at your girl.
That's what's up. Okay. I love it. She said, "I'm not playing today." We gonna get these people together. Where my Kirby dots at? There we go.
Yes, because more people need to know about these people. Everybody's dope. The creepiest monsters in Lovecraft, I think, were the demonic girls. Really good performances by the actresses in those roles, though. Yeah, and actually, they're women. Like, they're not even little girls.
Yeah, they're dancers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that episode had me like anxious the whole time. Like, oh shit, are they gonna get her? No. They I can't remember her name, the actor who plays Dee, but she did an amazing job too in that episode. Like, I just felt
I'm terrible with names, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, Man, y'all just gonna leave this little girl out here? Really? Like, she just lost her dad, and her mama's disappeared. What in the world?
Hey, that's what my wife actually brought that point up. Um, I didn't even pay any attention to it, and she was like, "So these grown adults just gonna leave this girl out here by herself? Like they not checking for her? Like
Right.
she has been through a lot, and like part of it is because of y'all."
Exactly. It's not Ruby. Weren't you supposed to be the babysitter?
Right, but I didn't know I didn't know what they were trying to say at first, or if they were trying to relay that message of this is how we treat our black women. We just expect them to be strong and move through it, and because this is how life is.
Right.
But at the same time, a message to her was the message to her is like, well, you're black. This is what it is. You're gonna have to
Mhm.
get over it.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
All right, then. Well, there we go. We're gonna hit the excuse me replay.
Yes, that's right, Dan. She lost her best friend too.
But my little on the spot chibi art for Moana and her podcast.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh shoot! I just realized that y'all was not looking at it. I've been up there working on these damn finishing touches,
Oh,
uh,
that's cool.
and then now the replay. Well, as always, it is a blast to have Moana on here. I can't wait to get her back on here. I definitely know she'll be on here when we announce our project when it
Yeah,
goes.
for sure.
But hopefully I'll get her back on here sooner than that. Moana, tell everybody where they can find you at.
Yeah, so you can find me right now on Kickstarter, www.moananuipodcast.com. My socials, Instagram at The Real Life Moana. Facebook, you can just search Moana McAdams. Facebook and Twitter, same thing, Moana McAdams. And then, yeah, I mean, the Kickstarter is the main thing right now. If you want to shop any of my clothing line or anything like that, looking for gifts for your special lady in your life, MoanaMcAdams.com. I have a 50% off special going on right now. It ends at midnight tonight. So if you use code SMALL2020, you can save 50% off at my website, www.moanamcadams.com. That looks so cool. I love those colors. Mike is all technical difficulties over there. I can't hear you. Are you on mute?
I am, because I was talking to one of my children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to pick some bright colors for it to go with the theme and whatnot, and then I was looking on your page real quick to see if I could find like a sample of your dresses while I was going or whatnot. But yeah, so I'll get this over to you. And as you can see, this woman is ultra talented. She has an array of things that she's involved in. Please go check her out. I just put the link to the Kickstarter in the comments.
Thanks, guys. We just went over 1,900. Yay!
Yeah, awesome. How I feel about Kickstarters. There's 3 ways you can help. You can pledge $1 because every bit helps, and I can back that up because I did a 1-day event fundraiser for Freestyle Comics. It was called a Dollar-thon, and we raised $800 in 1 day. So $1 goes very far, and it's appreciated. We're not going to turn it away. Second way is you find something on there, you pledge to a pledge that you like, and the last way is to share. Sharing is giving, and sharing is just as important as giving the money because you are giving us access to your audience. There may be somebody in your network, your circle of friends or family that may be into this thing, even if it's not something that you're particularly into yourself. But the more people that know about us, it increases our chance and increases our reach. So if you guys can help in that route, in that path, that would be very much so appreciated. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I've got to finish up my schedule tonight. I've got a full one. But I know LaShawn Colvin's going to be coming on here. I got Inevitably Dope coming back on. We're finishing up his third shirt design, and he'll be launching his shirt line this Friday on Agents of the Nerdy.
Nice.
I got Marcus Roberts coming on here this week. And Yep. And on Agents of the Nerdy, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia. They just announced a new movie, so now they are coming out with their third film, and we're going to geek out and conversate about that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I've been learning a little thing about this branding. You can find me as Most Epic Art on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch, and even the YouTube. So give me a follow as Most Epic Art, and it's very much so appreciated. Moana, thank you. I will get I'll get this piece of artwork over to you, and congrats on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, when we hit 2,000, y'all get this. Whoop whoop.
All right.